Again, my name is Suzanne Gedahio Deuce, and I am one of the Indigenous organizers and have been part of the team that worked with the IAF to develop the Wrestling with the Truth of Colonization. This particular training session began formulation through a set of teachings that Zekaji Lee Crowchild, so he was the chief of the Tsuut'ina Nation, Beaver Dene Nation that I live on. And he talked about making wolf and how in making wolf, part of what you need to, that needs to happen is the truth telling. And so, which is very similar to the makarata that we find with our fellows in the warmer weather. um, it is about truthful relationships. And so that truth is not always the pretty truth. This is all of the truth that we're talking about. So this journey that we've gone on has been to build this 5-session seminar in order to engage our Indigenous nations in helping to tell, in having a place for them to tell their stories, but more importantly, for our non-Indigenous members to be able to understand and learn about the historical and current day impacts of colonization upon our Indigenous peoples. How this worked, how this plays out in all of our countries is very similar. So in the US, I always use, it's the colonizer's playbook. It's a football team and they have a playbook and they use the same plays all the time. They may use different plays in different, going against different teams, which is part of the reason we chose to have localization, the local nations come into play in the area that they're working in. So in Missoula, they're engaging the Kootenai Salish peoples and the Blackfeet peoples, all of the urban Indigenous in Missoula, to actually have that space to be able to tell their own history. I know here in Calgary, part of what we will look at is the impacts of residential schools. Alberta was hit really hard with residential schools, and we had 3 generations often in a family that went to residential schools. So being part of this is actually helping prepare our non-Indigenous peoples to actually engage in work with us, leading to action, to work together and to build a better relationship and a better just society. And I'm very proud to be a part of this.